As you could probably tell from the title, today we are going to talk about emotional men, crying, and masculinity. How should society respond to men showing emotion? It is my view that people should be free to comfortably display their emotions, so long as they are not hurting anyone. I do not think that the society should encourage people to suppress their emotions, when these emotions are harmless and forced suppression is itself the real danger. This means that I think men should not be encouraged to suppress their emotions, but to instead be comfortable and open with them, so long as they do not harm anyone. Of course, the right wing disagrees. It is the view of many on the right that men should not cry and not show emotion. Few are as anti-man as these deranged people who condemn men for crying and displaying similar basic emotional behaviors. Some have managed to promote this truly disgusting idea that men not being willing to show emotion is some kind of brave act and something to be expected from all people who belong to the social group of men. It has not occurred to these morons that being comfortable with your own emotions is perhaps one of the bravest, strongest, and most inspiring things you can be. Is masculinity not supposed to be brave and strong? What is brave and strong about being afraid of your own emotions? If you believe men should be strong and brave, surely they should at least be able to face their own emotions. The idea of men not being supposed to cry or show emotion seems almost unmasculine. In many societies, men being comfortable with their emotions was often viewed as a sign of masculinity, and certainly not cowardice. It could be said that a strong, brave man is comfortable with themselves, including their own emotions. Perhaps most importantly, this kind of behavior is anti-man, as it threatens the well-being of men. Does anyone seriously think that telling men they cannot show their emotions is a good thing for men? I will digress for just a moment. I should note that a lot of these same people believe men are violent, meaning they will be a little more comfortable with one emotion, which is of course violent anger. This is likely one of the few emotions people should not be encouraged to accept and to be comfortable with, mostly because it leads to violent outcomes in a way that crying most certainly does not. Being comfortable with and open about harmless emotions is good for society, while needless violence and rage most certainly is not. Most of the time, however, telling men they cannot show harmless emotions, such as sadness and many other kinds of affection, is nothing but harmful to men. It prevents them from living free, open lives where they can act as they wish and be comfortable with themselves and their emotions. It leads to them bottling up harmless emotions that they would often have benefited off of, sharing, or at least being comfortable with. Telling men they cannot act in such harmless ways leads to them hating themselves when they inevitably do occasionally act in these ways. There is no doubt that this anti-man rhetoric contributes to such things as the disturbingly high male suicide rate. It is no surprise that a man overwhelmed by bottled up emotions, that the society has forbidden him from expressing, may turn out of desperation to the ultimate escape. Being opposed to men showing emotion is being opposed to the well-being of men. It is that simple. Men who cannot be comfortable and open about harmless emotions will not live the full emotional and social lives humans as a highly social species must live if they are to have a good chance of being happy. There is no good reason to oppose men showing their emotions. Being comfortable with your own emotions could easily be put under the banner of masculinity. Ancient civilizations have traditionally understood this, so surely the conservatives who obsess blindly over tradition can get on board. Most importantly of all, if you care about men and their well-being, you should be comfortable with men showing their emotions. If you don't like men showing emotion or crying or whatever, you are almost certainly just projecting your own fear of your own emotions.